Welcome back to The Price of Business. I'm your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. We got a new feature. It's over at both priceofbusiness.com and usdailyreview.com. We call it The Price of ADHD Business. And I tell you, it is a huge business, a lucrative one. You know, and of course, it goes into all areas of mental health and emotional health. A lot of, I hate to say it, but a lot of essentially drug pushing going on out there when there's often other solutions and healthier solutions. I always get nervous whenever the disclaimer is longer than the benefits section of a commercial. And then you have disclaimers for meds that are supposed to help people with depression. But one of the side effects of that med is a more likelihood of committing suicide. You go, what? I mean, how does that happen? That happens because, we live in a culture that are looking for quick answers in a bottle when sometimes this requires different and various other types of work. Frank Granet, he works with me. We're partnering together on this, The Price of ADHD Business, and we've got lots of things in the work. I mean, he's been cranking out content, new articles all the time over at usdailyreview.com. Make sure you check those out. Plus, we got some pretty incredible interviews coming up. Frank, tell us a little bit about your background, and also tell us about the other organization that you work with.
Yes, Kevin, I'm excited to be with you and getting this program off the ground. And we got a lot of exciting visitors and guests coming on. But my background, Kevin, I have over 25 years of pharmacy experience and in the psychiatric business. I'm a clinical director of pharmacy operations at a adult psychiatric hospital in Southeast Michigan. And, what I've seen over the years is what you just described, the quick fix, and Americans need to understand the quick fix is no longer, our businesses can no longer afford this, and what we need to do is educate the population, our employees, et cetera, as well as business owners, how to go about behaviorally strengthening their employees and their businesses, if you will. But, I founded the Coalition Against Over-Medicating Our Youth. It's CAOOY.org. And along with you, Kevin, our alliance is just going to promote information because the population in America and beyond its borders needs this information on how to get people back on a strengthened behavioral health track. And our next guest next week, Kevin, is just phenomenal. Rosalie Moscow, she talks to businesses around the world as far as how to strengthening and reducing stress levels to their employees, and it's just going to be a great program and good tips for business owners as well as employees, parents, etc.
Yeah, Frank, so I have a lot of questions, so if you don't mind a little shorter answers, I appreciate it. Talk a little bit about the business side of this.
As far as the business of ADHD?
Yep.
Yeah, the business of ADHD, it's not encompassing just the ADHD condition or symptom. It deals with depression. It deals with anxiety. And the business part of it is mainly informing and educating our people, what those solutions and alternatives are before we go to drug therapy, because it's critical. The drugs that are used now to treat ADHD and all these other types of adjunct illnesses or symptoms, we have to inform people that there's alternatives that do work and get people back on the right track. Yeah,
talk about your book, Over-Medicating Our Youth.
Yeah, Over-Medicating Our Youth is the first book that came out. We have a new one that's coming out, The American Epidemic, which is Solutions for Over-Medicating Our Youth. That's coming out right now on Amazon.com. And that goes into this action plan that we're going to be discussing through our program, Kevin, to let the business owners and employees understand what these alternatives are. And that's out right now, actually, if you go to Amazon.com. And it's The American Epidemic.
Well, I think there's a great authenticity for someone like yourself who is a pharmacist. I mean, you're in the drug business.
Yeah, everybody says that, Kevin. You know what they tell me? They go, what the heck are you talking about this? Aren't you in the business to sell drugs? No, we're in the business to help educate people on what the prudent use of drug therapy is, especially these powerful psychoactive drugs that are being used in our child population at record epidemic levels. So it's prudent use, not just
no, absolutely. But I think there's authenticity in that, and you're not advocating the end of drug use. You are advocating the responsible use and really challenging what we do today, because it does show a huge amount of problems leading to, and it ends up becoming triggers into other forms of mental illness, doesn't it?
Well, exactly. When we go to drugs first, Kevin, what happens is these other illnesses or symptoms, if you will, like anxiety, minor depression, major depression, even psychosis, creeps up on people and they don't even realize it. Next week's show is going to be phenomenal because we're going to tell people how stress, if you don't get to the underlying causation of stress, Kevin, guess what? Your business will suffer. And the thing is, we teach how you can get people to eliminate their stress effectively before going to premature use of drugs.
By the way, where are you located in Michigan?
We're in southeast Michigan, which is Clarkston. We're about 20 miles north of Detroit, and the response over here is just phenomenal. We got so many doctors' offices getting behind our movement right now. Actually, I'm meeting with two neuro physicians specializing in neurology today, this afternoon, as a matter of fact, to get behind our movement, Kevin. And we encourage all business owners and as well as healthcare professionals. So that's why me and you, or you and I, are getting business and health together and unite to go forward with this mission. Yeah,
it's very interesting. And that's one thing we share in common. I grew up in southeast Michigan as well. Grew up right there on 10 Mile, just by snuggled between Royal Oak and Detroit in a town called Ferndale. So yeah, it's interesting, and I'm really excited to be able to help with the work and look forward to doing more as we move along. The Price of ADHD Business. I love the series. It was a great idea on your part to do it. Frank, by the way, what's the great website for them to go check out what we're doing?
The first website is obviously going to be priceofbusiness.com, but you can get also more information at CAOOY.org as well. And we'll have feeds all day long throughout the week as far as our upcoming guests. The next week's guest this Monday is just going to be phenomenal. You're going to learn a lot.
Thanks so much. Looking forward to that. I'm Kevin Price. This is The Price of Business, and you're listening to The Price of Business on Business Talk 1110 KTEK.